The Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Alan Stiles.
Drive Guys with you, and we got Chris Watkins hanging out with us. This is officially Kings Round Table. Now, we've been talking about Dylan Cardwell, what may happen on the road if he busts out the hype hands, but we got some more information on that, right, Alan? From the smartest listeners and viewers in radio/YouTube.
That's right, from the 916. He told Deuce and Mo, Dylan did, in a post-game interview that it was a home crowd thing only. So we will not be seeing Dylan keep the same energy because that is a home crowd energy thing, and I think that's smart. But you know it's going to be like the Green Goblin. He's going to get a block, and he's going to be like, yeah, trying to hold his other hand down.
I remember, Chris, when you and I were doing the show together, I remember at least once talking to Deuce. Mm-hmm. But since I've been on with Alan, I have yet to have Deuce on the show.
Yeah, it's funny how that happens.
I saw him at the game yesterday. I just kept it pushing.
So there's officially beef. There's official, unofficial beef.
He's going in the other direction.
Yeah, he's probably talking to Matt.
No, he was busy.
He was talking to Matt today. Wasn't he on the air? I think he was on with Matt today.
No, he was not.
He wasn't?
Don't tell me that.
I don't think
I
so.
thought
Not that
he
I
was.
care. I don't care, but don't tell me.
No,
I don't care, though.
Yeah, that's fine because we got
You don't
Chris
seem like
Watkins.
it's
No,
good.
we
That's
got
right.
CY.
Yeah, we got.
Yeah.
You're the one starting it. I'm here enjoying myself.
We can enjoy this trade deadline, Chris. Is anything going to happen? Let's start with Domas and the Raptors, because there's a report today, and to me this says it's a done deal. The Raptors are intrigued by Domas. So
Wow.
yeah.
Sign it.
Goodbye,
Send it.
right?
All right, pack
Goodbye.
his bags.
I mean,
Pack
if
his
they're
bags.
intrigued, this is practically
Right.
already
They stayed
done.
in town, right? They didn't leave on Wednesday or anything. They just stayed, kept RJ Barrett
That's
in
how
town or
intrigued
something.
they are.
Yeah.
Well, I heard that Sam Amick on the morning show, and he said that the embrace that Scott Perry and RJ Barrett had was something where if he didn't know any better, he would think they were family.
Yeah.
And he said that was something he was just going to keep in mind.
Embrace gate.
I mean, I like that. I like that.
You see that? Between that
That's
and they're
incredible.
intrigued with Domas.
It's just.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
what do we even?
Yeah.
Why, should
Send
I make
it
a
into the
graphic?
league
I gotta make a
office right
graphic
now.
right now, guys. Hold on.
Have
If you
fun
don't mind, I
with
got
have fun
10
with
minutes.
Bieber up there and Drizzy and
six,
Drake.
six.
See ya, Domas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to happen, but I'm just wondering what you think.
I don't think it's going to happen, more so just because I don't really see it. I would love to be surprised. I just don't really see the immediacy. Like, if you're bringing in a guy like Domantas Sabonis, to me, that signals that you're trying to, if you're competing, like you're trying to get to a championship level. If you're a Toronto, like you're probably wanting to be more so in that. You see how open the East is. Maybe you think that Sabonis addition probably next year would get you in that Eastern Conference Final Four conversation. And I just, I don't think that the Raptors, I don't see why they would have to do it right now. Like, why not wait for the offseason or anything like that? To me, the Raptors specifically, I know they're playing well. They're a little bit ahead of schedule, but I don't know if necessarily Domantas Sabonis is a player that, even though the East is fairly open this season, I just don't think Sabonis is somebody that realistically puts you in the Eastern Conference championship conversation.
Here's and I'm sorry, Alan, because I know you have either a question or a comment, but this is from somebody who covers the Raptors. Quote, it seems unlikely that they'll be able to turn their big contracts into a star like, say, Anthony Davis or Domantas Sabonis, end quote. And that's, like I said, that's somebody who covers the Raptors. So that's the view from there.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about the potential return, right? Like RJ Barrett, I'm not super familiar with his exact contract, but I'm not mistaken, it's not an expiring contract, and I think he has a couple of years left on it. Like, I wouldn't be super excited about bringing, he is a younger player, but I think the wishes of him maybe being, all-star quality are pretty much gone. Like, I think right now he's I wouldn't call him a fringe all-star even, but he's kind of in that tier below that. And I don't think a different change in situation or him maybe getting the reins for a team for himself is really what's going to change it. And so it's a decent piece to get back, but I kind of have recently also been warming up to, if the Kings are just going to be in this bottom 5 conversation in the draft, it's not the worst thing to have a guy like Domantas Sabonis in there so the offense isn't terrible, right? Like, I don't know how productive it would be to have AJ DeBanza or Darren Peterson walk in here and say, hey, kid, like, here's the keys to the franchise and the offense. Like, hopefully it looks good year one. I think there is some value from the Kings side in waiting this thing out. And Domantas Sabonis is not Zach LaVine. Like, I think Zach really, really hurts, especially on the defensive end, your capabilities of winning. I think we've seen you can win around Domas if you build correctly. And I'm not saying the Kings next season need to be winners, but at least getting the team to a less, we'll call it embarrassing level, I think Domantas Sabonis is really good for that. And I would kind of welcome him with a brand new, fresh player or in a rookie if it is a top 5 pick, especially.
Yeah, 2 years left on RJ Barrett's deal, 27.7 this season. He's
terrible.
25 years old. Next season jumps up to 29.6. He will be 26 years old. So that's the situation for RJ Barrett. When it comes to Domantas Sabonis, Chris, he's out yesterday. A lot of people were a little bit confused with the injury soreness management.
Yeah.
Let's assume that he plays tomorrow, and let's assume that he comes off the bench again. At what point, and we're not doing the showcase thing because Brett Siegel and others have kind of debunked the showcase thing as far as we got to get this guy out to showcase what he can do and who he is. But at what point does it matter that Domas isn't starting? Is it a thing? I don't really know why why Doug is deciding to do this. I know he said it's a process, but he also said there's no minutes restriction, and then he misses a game for injury soreness management. Right. So I don't know. At what point does it get weird with this Domantas Sabonis off the bench thing?
I guess I'll give them one more game, but to me, I guess my true answer would actually be it probably already is a little bit weird, or at least like you can no longer hide behind the, hey, like we're slowly integrating him back. I think, again, you probably get another game of grace now that he's missed one with this ankle management, but at some point here, I think, he is, and granted, we preach for, hey, the young guys to play, and this is giving Maxime Reynaud an opportunity to start, but at some point it is like, okay, is he healthy? Because Doug has been especially early in the season when they weren't as much preaching like development was, right. If you're suited up, if you're not on the injury report, that means there's no minutes restriction. You're good to play. Like, there is no difference to me. If you're suited up, you're ready to go, and I'll play you 35 minutes. He's done it with Zach. Like, he's done it with guys throughout the season.
Keegan.
And so it's Keegan Murray. Exactly. So it's a little bit strange and definitely something I've noticed that all of a sudden the tune has changed. I would say the only thing that makes sense to me is to not be naive and to say, like, they're not trying to win games, and Domantas Sabonis missing games here and there is exactly what you do if you're a team that is slyly tanking, if you will.
Yeah. I was just going to say real quick, just because the only other option we could throw out there, because Doug's job is to win games, to say that he did come back to a Kings team that had won a couple games.
Right.
And then they lost to the Blazers when Domas returned, but they had won, 4 games in a row. Mm-hmm. So I think that's the argument for that first game. Hey, and maybe even the second game, because that was a decently close game against the Trailblazers. So that's the only thing that I could maybe give to Doug, that it was a 4-game winning streak. That first game, Domas comes off the bench. It was a close game. And then the next game, they kind of feel like there's something going on. I think if he had played yesterday, to your point, the 3 games, that would have been interesting to see if he came off the bench again.
Is Zach starting again? I don't remember if he's re-entered the starting lineup. Zach LaVine, was he?
LaVine?
Yeah, because I know he was also coming off the bench as well. And so it's like, again,
started.
You could conveniently use the excuse if both of them are coming off the bench. But if LaVine is back.
He played 38 minutes.
I just sometimes it's just right in front of you. And I think that would be what I would guess this situation is it's just, is he hurting? I'm sure he is, but he probably would have played if this was 2 years ago.
Yeah, if the game was really important.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Chris Watkins with us. It's the Kings Roundtable. What's your best guess here on Jonathan Kuminga and how likely he is to end up in Sacramento listening to Alan Style?
It just makes all the sense. And that's the reason why I almost feel like it at this point isn't going to happen, because there's no reason for it to have not have happened by now.
Did you see the story that came out either last night or today that there are some Warrior assistants who are saying they don't expect Steve Kerr to come back?
Really? No,
Yeah.
I had not seen
And I'm
that.
wondering if that's somehow
Connected in all this.
a message that's actually sent to Kuminga from the Warriors, like, next year, maybe we work something out. He ain't going to be around next year. So anyway, I'm just wondering now if the Warriors are going to try to get, Giannis, who may not be available. And if not, then maybe they'd say, you know what, we're better off just keeping Kuminga for now. I'm starting to think it might be less likely, whereas a couple weeks ago I thought it was practically a done deal that he'd be coming here.
Yeah, I know a lot of people when Jimmy got hurt, like they maybe felt like that was even more likely. Like, oh, now they're going to go look for a DeMar DeRozan or somebody to bring.
I think they're aiming higher.
I just don't think it. Yeah, I mean, in my opinion, yeah, it's either aim higher or don't do anything.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
in my opinion, DeMar DeRozan's not changing your championship aspect. Like, if you're bringing in DeMar DeRozan, sure, maybe you're at the same level you were, but the Warriors were already frustrated with how this season was going.
And there was a report today, I think Sam may have written it, that DeMar was the one that looked at the Warriors and said, I don't think it's a good fit.
Yeah.
That wouldn't surprise me because that thing looks like a mess. I mean, they seem like they know how tightly crunched their timeline is. And, feel like I've been screaming it from the rooftops ever since the Kuminga stuff went down. I just haven't understood how they've approached this entire thing. Like, I think they've been playing this way too cute. I think they overplayed their hand. I think they felt like, frankly, I think they got a lot of media or whoever let them skate by off of the merit of, oh, we're the gold standard of the NBA and we know what we're doing. And, we set the standard and everybody else follows. And so everybody said, wow, the Warriors must be, light years ahead with this Kuminga situation. They figured it all out. And to me, them not maximizing this window of whatever they have left and playing the game of we don't want to lose this negotiation with Jonathan Kuminga, I can't see how they salvage this at this point. Like, I think they've dug their heels in too far deep, and I think the opportunity to get a championship collection around them, I just think it's past. Like, Al Horford hasn't worked out how they hoped it would. Like, I obviously Jimmy going down really kills it all, but if they would have maybe nurtured Kuminga better in this situation, I think there could have been a chance that they could have leaned on him a little bit more in this time. And it wouldn't surprise me if he's, if plans have changed and he's going to be there long term now. But if I were him, I would say it's too little too late. Like, you don't get to, I guess you do when you're under contract, but the fact that you just get to treat me however you want and throw me to the side, but now that you need me, all of a sudden I'm playing a ton and I'm a key cog and I'm scoring 20 points a game for you. Like, there's just a ton of teams that would actually appreciate me for it. And to me, if I'm Jonathan Kuminga, that's what I'm seeing is people in Sacramento are acting like this is going to be the Chris Webber trade. Okay. And I'm out here in Golden State fighting for my life to not get DMPs. Like, I just see, to use our friend De'Aaron Fox's terminology, like the grass is greener on the other side. And I would just like to experience that.
Yeah. When I heard Sam initially say what he said about.
Yeah, and he said it. I said he wrote it. You're right, Alan.
He said it this morning.
Yeah.
On the morning show, and I sent it to you, Whitey, because I was listening to it in the car on the way. I was listening to it in the car, and he said he had a deal to the Kings for less money and said no. Oh, excuse me, that was a Kuminga piece. It was more on the DeMar side that it wasn't a good fit, and that was from Sam Amick. And when I first heard that, honestly, Whitey, what I said to you was, does DeMar want to contend and compete or not? That's what I said to you. Then, as I was thawing out from H&R Block on the drive back, I started to think about it a little bit, and I started to kind of moonwalk.
You were outside?
I was outside.
Oof.
Oh.
That's why, again, we got to get to this story because Chris needs to hear this story. But I started to kind of usher glide or moonwalk over to your side, Whitey, where it comes. Does this kind of show how bad things are in Golden State that DeMar would just rather keep doing whatever it is that he's doing in Sacramento than coming over here? But I did go back to my initial thought, because if you're DeMar, how do you say no to playing with Steph Curry? Draymond is Draymond, but I don't really understand how you say no, and I don't know how far it got. But
right, that's a key point. You're
Sam
right.
was the one.
Yeah.
Sam did say it was DeMar's side who kind of deaded it before it could even get to Golden State. I just don't really understand how you say no if you're DeMar, unless maybe your goals have changed. Maybe go ahead, Whitey.
I'm sorry. I was just going to say we're not sure when that happened. I could see DeMar, while Jimmy Butler was still there, going, yeah, I can't fit into that.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, if it was after Jimmy Butler got hurt,
right.
I think it's easier to see a fit. So I don't know when he said it.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I'm assuming it was after the Jimmy Butler thing. That's me just assuming that. And if it is after the Jimmy Butler thing, I don't really understand DeMar and his camp standpoint, because clearly there aren't a lot of options. If you had a ton of options, supply and demand, shout out Mike Dunleavy Jr., right? If there were a ton of options for you, I could see why DeMar might say, that's not the fit for me. Let's see what else is out there. Maybe his goals have changed, right? You live through life, and at one point I thought I was going to be on the Giants right now. I wouldn't be with you. I'd still be playing at 35. One point I thought I'd be on Saturday Night Live, and it all might still happen.
Yeah, I was like, that's not good.
But goals change.
I thought you were going to do both.
I am going to do both, and I'm going to be mayor of Natomas. I'm going to be the first one. So goals change, and it feels like maybe DeMar's goals have changed, and he just wants to play some good hoops with his buddy from SoCal and listen to Kendrick Lamar and do their thing. I don't know, but it's hard for me, even with how much of a relative bleep show the Warriors have been, for DeMar's camp to say.
Especially when he literally called this place a bleep show.
Literally.
Literally.
So I don't get that.
And he was right.
He was right.
He was spot on.
He was right. So I don't get that one.
I wonder if, and this is just me trying to find an answer, but, maybe DeMar is hyper self-aware and he says, like, I kind of need to be a luxury piece if I'm going to go somewhere. Like, I don't want to go somewhere and then have the same conversation about my career be had, except on a much bigger stage. Like, if I go to Golden State and I still continue to not play defense because I'm 37 years old, but I'm here to get buckets, now everyone's going to point at me and say, man, DeMar DeRozan, great, but, like, this guy was not good enough to help that's just, if I had to think of something, like, maybe he's thinking, I'll roll the dice that maybe come trade deadline time, there is a team that maybe OKC says, like, whatever, we're willing to throw one of our protected top 20 first-round picks to the Kings so we can, get a bench scorer like, Jalen Williams is hurt or something. I don't know, but that would be my guess, is that maybe DeMar just reads the tea leaves and says, maybe there's just a better basketball situation because the Warriors, I can't help them on the defensive side of things,
and look at the
I
score.
need help.
Their first game without Jimmy, they put up 127 and they lost 145 to 127.
145.
So offense in the problem
wasn't a problem. Yeah.
Have Brandon Pajemski. Guys.
Well, the other thing is too. Yeah, we don't know.
That's Allen's guy.
He's not. They're not all my guys. But when it comes to DeMar, I think the other thing is whether or not he'd be willing to come off the bench. Those are all things that we were all curious about, and I guess we're probably going to find out within the next week or so before this trade deadline. And there's a world where nothing happens. And
Feels like it.
What's so funny, Whitey?
Compio just says, SNL?
I wanted to be on SNL. Yeah, it was just,
you didn't say you wanted to be. You said you expected to be.
I didn't say expect.
It was a goal. It was a goal.
Goals change,
okay.
right? And I thought I wanted to be an archaeologist for a while. Egypt. What?
I think that's the weirdest one.
Definitely the weirdest one.
That's the most ambitious one.
The whole thing is a little iffy, but that's the weirdest one.
Okay, all right. Well, I'm trying here.
Yeah.
I'm trying here. But DeMar, to me,
you're very ambitious. That's admirable.
We don't know what it is that he wants out of the rest of his career.
Yep.
And honestly, guys, very similar to archaeologist Allen. Maybe he doesn't know.
Yeah.
Maybe he's still trying to figure it out.
I dig.
Trying to figure it out.
Yeah. Do you have your story you wanted to share now?
Okay. So just real quick.
You got legs.
Just real quick. All right. So there was a whole situation about the suit that I'm wearing, right, for this wedding on Saturday. Okay. So it's black tux or whatever when you order the suit. So I ordered the suit. And my whole deal was, I'm just going to order what I normally order, and I should be good.
Size-wise?
Size-wise,
Is it a
right?
tux? I know you're in the wedding.
It's not a tux. It's just a suit.
Okay.
Right? So the suit comes, of course it says, try me on ASAP, but I don't try it on ASAP. I wait about a week. So I'm looking, it's right at the top of the stairs. So I should probably try this on. The wedding is this week. So I try it on. Pants good, right? Pants good. Jacket, a little tight. Is a little tight, okay? Because, a lot form-fitting, it's been a long couple weeks here. Holidays, right? So I'm thinking, oh, man, what am I going to do? It's too late to send it back, right? Yeah. I don't know if I'm going to get it back in time. So I go on ChatGPT, and I said, hey, man, I got to drop like 7 pounds in 4 days. I got to crash diet
But
this.
the pants are okay?
Pants are fine.
Huh.
Pants are fine. How do I do this?
What do you have, fat shoulders or
I don't
something?
know. I don't know. I said, how do I do this? So it gives me a plan, right? This crash diet plan. So Whitey, you don't know this, or you did not know this, but up until about 12 o'clock today, I had only eaten 3 strawberries over the last 48 hours and drinking water because I was on this crash diet and it was working. So I get to H&R Block and we're all having a good time. I'm with my boy Jay Woods and there's a taco truck. And
Wait, don't you say H&R Block? He says H&R Block. Isn't it H&R Block? H&R, where you go?
H&R
We
Block.
get a text that H&R. H&R.
Am I
you say
did I
H&R.
did
H&R
I just
Block.
say?
Okay.
I hear the same thing. I don't know.
So brand new H&R Block
Yeah.
in Folsom, and they got a taco truck, right? And I'm talking to ChatGPT. What happens? What happens if I break? They come around. So I'm there from 11 to 1.
Yeah.
They come around the first time. Hey, guys, go get some
Yeah.
tacos. And, I'm like, no, I think I'm fine. And then they come back around. Hey, you can get
There's
anything
plenty.
you want. I'm not kidding you. Quesadillas, burritos, whatever. I'm like, okay, no, it's fine. And Jay Woods keeps asking me, Alan, why don't you want to eat a taco? I'm like, no, it's fine. I'm just, just hanging out right now. And then they're going back to like, guys, you can get seconds. They're going to be here all day. I said, you know what? Bleep it. I get an Al Pastor burrito. And then I put it immediately.
is
I put it immediately in ChatGPT. I say, hey, I broke. They were free. I'm talking to ChatGPT.
Like it's your wife or something.
Confession.
Trying to explain it, yeah.
Chat-
And it says,
GPT confession.
and it's responding saying, do not worry. You have not ruined this, but here's what you need to do. Stop eating. Stop eating now. Stop eating now. Stop your calorie intake. So that's why I didn't eat at the game yesterday.
Right,
I hadn't eaten in 48 hours besides 4 strawberries, whatever it was. Then I broke earlier for this Al Pastor burrito, but it was worth it. But now I got to get back on track for the wedding.
So what does that mean? You don't eat? And
I'm not eating again.
are you sure that's good for you?
Well, I had the strawberries.
And he had the burrito, a couple
And I had
bites
a
at
burrito.
least. Like,
No, I finished.
I can hold.
It just stop.
That's probably not good. If I,
So
had
I
to
just
guess.
had to let you know that's what was going on. So I will let you know on Monday
if you fit.
if I fit.
Yeah.
All right.
But I put on the jacket today.
Yeah.
It felt better.
Yeah.
Okay.
At least you can, rip that puppy
I'm like,
off.
I text my buddy.
Yeah.
I said, hey, how many pictures with it button?
Yep.
He said, just get down the aisle.
Great.
He said, you can get down the aisle, buddy.
The Michelin man coming down the aisle.
So I had to tell you, man.
Oh,
but, if
man.
I'm a little on edge, it's because I hadn't been
You
eating.
haven't eaten. Gotcha.
Oh. So that's why you've been barking at Kayla. Get out of here. Get out of my seat. Get out
I
of
did
my
hear
way.
about that.
Yeah.
I did hear.
Going after
I'm
Matt George.
malnourished.
I don't even listen to your show,
No, I
Ted.
didn't say that. It's because I'm malnourished. That's it.
Gotcha.
All right? I just had to let you know.
All right.
Absolutely. Stay out of your crosshairs. I got it.
I will.
Absolutely.
I will. Well, no,
But you're going to eat
I'm
at the
good
wedding,
now.
right? Like once it's.
Yeah, I'm going to eat at the,
Yeah.
I'll eat at the, what is it? The rehearsal dinner. I'll eat tomorrow night.
Oh, man.
So you're
look
pushing
out.
it the day before.
I got to eat at the dinner. I can't say no to a free burrito.
That
I can't say no to a
sounds-
free
You
dinner.
better check with ChatGPT. Stop eating.
No, I said give me a buffer for dinner. So the meal
So it's
plan,
accounted for.
Exactly.
Right.
You guys get it. You guys get
Hopefully.
Well, Chris, before we let you go, what would you say to this point? I know it's just past the halfway point. We didn't get to talk to you at the halfway point specifically, but what's been the best thing about this season, which has not been good? I know. I'm not trying to sugarcoat it like, yay. But what has been the best thing or maybe just the least horrific thing about this season so far for the Kings?
Personally, I would probably actually say Dylan Cardwell. I think he has like legitimately been a breath of fresh air. And like an exciting, like that's what you're supposed to have in bad seasons. You're supposed to have more than one of those stories, but like you're supposed to have these feel good. This guy never thought he was going to make it, and here he is carving out a role for himself. I really love that, and I honestly was thinking yesterday, as crazy as it is, not enough attention, and it's because it's in Sacramento, has been paid to how well Russell Westbrook has played this year, and might not always lead to winning and all that stuff, but like just in general, in terms of what he has left in the tank, like. Nobody, like, people thought this guy's career is done. His body's shot. And if anything, the most impressive thing to me has just been of everyone missing games, like, that guy does not miss a single game. And the cliche of this guy plays hard every time, like, he unknowingly will chase guys down as the Kings are down 15. And, even if he's the one who gets stripped, he's going to chase them down on the other side and make sure, I know we're down in the fourth quarter and there's no point of but I'm just really going to be a pest and be annoying. And I'm going to, charge right under your feet as you're taking this breakaway layup, just because I want you to know I'm here and, whatever. So I just think Russell Westbrook's story in general probably has not been talked about enough on the grander scale of things. It feels like it's been taken for granted.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think there's been so much connection to, well, what can we get for him? Or how can we use this for the future? And I just don't think you can. No. I think maybe
this is
NBA
a one-year
teams.
Thing.
Yeah, well, I think NBA teams are appreciating what Russ is doing, but a lot of them are. Jeremy Lin talked about it a little bit, and Carmelo talked about it a little bit. You get to an age, and I don't think either of them were producing like Russ is right now, but you get to an age where it's not that you can't play in the NBA, but all these guys or all these GMs are using their roster spots for younger players. So I think that's part of why Russ hasn't gotten a call from anybody else. So I think it's just on us to just, I guess, enjoy it.
By the way, Alan, you mentioned Jeremy Lin and Carmelo. You know what happened to Jeremy Lin? Why he stopped being Jeremy Lin? Because Carmelo came back.
That's right. That's also true.
Yeah. Thank you, Chris Watkins.
Absolutely.
Anytime. Kings Roundtable, you open invitation.
I'll take that.
All
Absolutely.
right.
That's right.
Yeah. We'll come back.
Just you
with
have
a
to ask, not Alan.
Okay.
Okay.
Course.
That's the only stipulation.
I'm in the doghouse.
How many Kings are on a new list?